everybody, and welcome back to the WRESTLEDUDE YouTube channel, as it is now time for your predictions for NXT Takeover in your house. This is a very interesting pay-per-view title for Takeover, but I mean, it makes sense with the times and everything. We are spending a lot of time in our house. I'll be interested to see if they actually do something with, like, making the set look like the old In Your House thing, or if it's just going to be, like, the big In Your House logo. If they just do that, I'm going to feel kind of disappointed, but then again, it's not like they can do a whole lot right now, like, moving stuff around. I mean, if they have, like, the old In Your House set somewhere in, like, the WWE archives, and they're able to bring it and film with it, then that'll be cool. If not, I mean, I'm not really going to be that bummed out with it. But we've got a couple matches here to give my predictions on. If you guys would like to leave your predictions in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. Hopefully we will have the same predictions, and hopefully all of our predictions together will be right. But kicking us off here in our predictions, we have Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. This is kind of a smaller rivalry, I would say. Kind of built up kind of randomly out of nowhere. Finn Balor was involved in this big storyline with Walter, and now, since there's not allowed to be any travel, people aren't allowed to go across the ocean and stuff like that, so that feud had to be put on hold. And then Damian Priest just kind of attacked Finn Balor out of nowhere, and now we have this match. This kind of just feels like a filler feud. The question is, do they have Damian Priest lose again? Like, I like Damian Priest. He's really cool. I don't really have a lot of wrestlers that I genuinely dislike. But, you know, seeing Damian Priest in the ring is always cool. But the problem is, like, he's lost, like, a lot of high-profile matches lately. And going into Takeover with a guy like Finn Balor, a guy who's, like, a very high-level name compared to Damian Priest. I mean, they're both really good names, but just knowledge-wise, a lot more people know the name Finn Balor than they do Damian Priest. If he goes into this match and he loses again to Finn Balor, then what does that do for Damian Priest? I mean, his whole gimmick is about his name living in infamy. I mean, his name is going to live in infamy, but it's going to live as a all-around loser. I don't know how he would be able to beat Finn Balor. I don't know. He's got the nightstick, so maybe if he does something with the nightstick, or I don't know, maybe somehow they keep the rivalry with. Sorry, I have something like stuck in my eye. I'm filming this like a little bit after I just woke up. But if they do want to somehow continue that Walter storyline, they could have like the members of Imperium come out and distract Finn Balor, and then Damian Priest gets the victory. Or if they wanted to cut it off into some other storyline, he could get distracted and lose. But that's the thing, they don't normally do like wonky finishes at Takeover events. Usually, most of the time, they're like straight up victories. It's only on rare occasions that they do weird finishes. Yeah, I think that Finn Balor is going to pick up the win here. If Damian Priest does win, I will also be happy, but predictions-wise, I'm going for Finn Balor. Okay, next up we have the NXT North American Championship. It is Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano, and after that one final beat match with Tommaso Ciampa, I was really hoping that they would dial back on the whole Gargano bad guy thing, and it seems like they've gone full throttle with it, and they've, like we saw in the final beat match, they brought Candice LeRae into it. Candice has got some cool new hair color and entrance, and so does Johnny, and he's acting a whole lot more goofy. They're doing like these promos at their dining room table, and it like weirdly cuts to black and white at portions. And Johnny Gargano has apparently set his sights on the North American Championship, and it's like couple versus couple, Keith Lee and Mia Yim versus Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, and now we have this North American title match. I don't know who wins this here. Like, Keith Lee is a really good champion right now, but Gargano just turned, I guess, to most people, Johnny Gargano just turned full bad guy, so you would think that they would want to have him win a championship to make him look more like the spoiled brat bad guy. And plus, Johnny Gargano did mention with Candice that they wanted to be like a championship couple in NXT. And normally when NXT mentions stuff like that, at some point they come through with it. Like we saw that just recently with the Undisputed Era's, like holding all the gold in NXT. You would think that they would want to do the same thing for Gargano and Candice. I don't know. I feel like if Keith loses this, it would have to be in some sort of like topsy-turvy kind of cheating way for Johnny Gargano. I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano on this. I think that there's going to be some sort of involvement from Mia Yim and Candice LeRae, but it'll be interesting to see how the ending of this matchup plays out, and if they protect Keith Lee enough. What the fuck am I doing using insider terms? If they protect Keith Lee enough, I feel like it's not really going to hurt him that much, and Johnny Gargano will have the North American Championship again, and hopefully he will hold it longer than he did and hold it through at least one title defense rather than he did against the Velveteen Dream. But yeah, predictions-wise, I am going with Johnny Gargano. Okay, next up we have Tommaso Ciampa versus Carrion Cross. This is Carrion Cross's TakeOver debut match against Tommaso Ciampa. This one's kind of easy for me. I am predicting Carrion Cross. Like I said, this is his debut match. This is his first big-time match. We've seen him do awesome entrances and have squash matches lately, but this is his biggest test to date. And he's going to have Scarlett in his corner. And something that I've noticed with Scarlett's outfit, it's also interesting, they're only calling her Scarlett. They're not calling her Scarlett Bordeaux. But, I mean, Bordeaux is kind of difficult to type out and write out. Maybe they just want to make it simple. You know, they're always about freaking cutting down names to one word. But something that I've noticed with Scarlett's outfit is that she has these, like, gloves that have, like, these, like, pointy claws on it. Kind of like Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, how she has, like, the little claws on the end of it. It's kind of like that. I can see a scenario where they kind of want to protect Ciampa a little bit against Cross, and like at some point the referee gets distracted and by Carrion Cross, and then Scarlett jumps up on the apron and like rakes the eyes of Ciampa with the little claws. I feel like that's kind of an ideal situation to kind of protect Ciampa and give Cross the big win. But either way, my prediction is that Carrion Cross picks up his debut win at TakeOver in your house. Okay, next up we have the NXT Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. I'm not really excited for this match just because, like, I kind of tell why they made it like this. Like, I feel like, and it sucks to say it, but I feel like Io is kind of just in this matchup to take the pin or take the tap out so that neither Rhea or Charlotte loses in this situation, and then those two can go on to have the big title match, and then Io just kind of falls by the wayside. And I mean this character-wise, I hate Charlotte Flair right now, and that means that she's doing her job. Like, I hate that she's the women's champion of NXT. I was bummed that she won at WrestleMania rather than Rhea Ripley, but like I said, that means that she's doing her job. I could definitely see a situation where Charlotte, like Rhea Ripley hits the riptide on Io Shirai. She's about to make the cover. Charlotte grabs Rhea, tosses her out of the ring, makes the cover on Io, and Charlotte retains the championship, and then you can have Rhea and Charlotte arguing over the championship again, like, you stole my pin, you know that if I pinned her, I would have been the champion again, blah, blah, blah. We have the singles match heading forward. I see that as an outcome. I really don't want that to be the outcome. I could also see an outcome like we saw on SmackDown when Charlotte had, I think it was Sasha in the figure 8, and then Rhea like slid in and made the cool like crucifix pin. I could see that happen as well. I at least think we're going to see a callback to that moment, but this time Charlotte will probably kick out. Predictions wise, I might be wrong about this, but if I'm right, I'm going to be very happy. But I am predicting Rhea Ripley regains the NXT Women's Championship. I assume that she might pin Io in that situation, so that way that Charlotte and her can have the one-on-one matchup, but, you know, regardless, we'll deal with the semantics when we get there. But predictions-wise, I am predicting Rhea Ripley regains the championship. And finally, we have the NXT Championship, Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream. A couple stipulations added with this. If Adam Cole beats Velveteen Dream cannot challenge for the NXT Championship so long as Adam Cole is the champion. And then also, William Regal mentioned that they were going to be having this matchup in some special location along the lines of like the Gargano Ciampa One Final Beat match. I'll be interested. Now, I've kind of already heard what the whole layout of this matchup is going to look like, and it does sound interesting. I'll be interested to see how it looks on TV, because hearing about it, it kind of seems a little goofy, but I mean, it's a matchup that befits these two. It's a setting that I'm sure is going to befit these two. It's probably going to hurt their eyes. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you can obviously understand why it's going to hurt their eyes a lot. But yeah, this has been a very interesting rivalry. We had that like one-on-one matchup a few weeks ago where Dream lost, but it was because of interference from the Undisputed Era and Dexter Lumis. Be interesting to see if Dexter Lumis gets involved again. He's kind of been a wild card piece in this whole rivalry. And then you have the rest of the Undisputed Era. It kind of just all comes down to what these guys will do after this rivalry's over. Like, if Velveteen Dream loses and Adam Cole retains the title, Adam Cole will go on to have a rivalry with somebody else. But what does Velveteen Dream do? Does he go to Raw or SmackDown, or does he just get into another rivalry with somebody else? Does he have the feud with Finn Balor or something like that? I don't know. And then Adam Cole, if Adam Cole loses, then they might have the rematch rivalry after that. Then again, there are no automatic rematch clauses. But what does that leave for Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era in NXT? I don't know. Odds are, Dream has been in NXT for a long, long time, but he's also one of those guys that a lot of people say should be the NXT champion. I don't know. I just feel like right now, with like everybody stuck at home and stuff like that, like Velveteen Dream winning the NXT Championship is something that I feel like needs to happen in front of a crowd, just to have that huge roar. Big title changes need to have an audience. That's why I was bummed. Even when Rhea Ripley lost the Women's Championship at WrestleMania, she lost it in front of nobody. Like, at least I would have loved for her to lose the championship at WrestleMania, at least in front of people, so that people could like rain down with boos on Charlotte, just make her feel that much more like a bad person. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this. This is kind of one of the harder predictions to have for this night. I really feel like the stronger suggestion is that Velveteen Dream will either go to Raw or SmackDown after this match. Kind of like Matt Riddle. I'm going to go with Adam Cole. I'm going to go with Adam Cole on this. I don't know who his next challenger would be. But, you know, that's something to figure out after this TakeOver event. So, yeah, I am going to predict Adam Cole retains the NXT Championship. Well, there you have you guys. Those are my predictions for NXT TakeOver in your house. Leave your predictions in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe to the WrestleDude YouTube channel and leave a thumbs up on the video. Support the channel, buy some merch for yourself, follow us on all social media, and I will see you guys after NXT TakeOver in your house for your Talking TakeOver review. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys then.